enthusiasm and ideas about how to solve that problem. That's from Laura Fitton, and that's what content is, guys. And the days of having a home page, a About Us page, a Products page, and a Contact Us page, and that's your website, that doesn't allow for this type of engagement. That doesn't allow for this type of excitement. So a WordPress website lets you add pages like you add slides to a PowerPoint presentation. It lets you add pages like you would add ads to the newspaper, changing them up occasionally, talking about different things for different times of years, talking about different problems and different solutions that your products solve. The WordPress website and content marketing, let me talk a little bit about content. We talked a little bit about it last time, but content can be a video. Content can be a slideshow. Content can be a bunch of pictures or a picture, and content can be a paragraph to a book online. It can be 10 words or 1,000 words. Google likes long form content. The more words you give Google, the more they understand what that page is about, and the more they can use your page to answer the question that somebody typed into the search engine. So I find it really hard to write. But with WordPress, I can hire a writer and they can actually put the post up. I can hire a company that does 3 posts a month, and I just give them an outline and they write the stuff, they find the pictures, they charge me X, Y, Z amount, and it pops up there. You can hire a ghostwriter, which I don't particularly care about, but it looks like you've written the article and somebody else has written it for you. You can all just have guest author, which I think is a little bit better than having a ghost writer. But you can have a ghostwriter. A lot of the autobiographies we've read over the years have been written by ghostwriters for celebrities or for people in history. That content, now think about it, when you search in Google and you get something that shows up right under the map, the top 3, what we call the snack pack or the map pack, you could be there, and then the blog article or the article that you wrote, the page on your website that talks about purple striped widgets could be right below that, and then your Facebook post about purple striped widgets could be below that, and your YouTube video about purple striped widgets could be below that, and all of that content could show up before your competitors, or right along with your competitors, and they see you 3 times and they see your competitor 3 times, and then they look over on the right hand side, because chances are they're in Google, they're going to see your Google My Business recommendations, your Google My Business pages, and they're going to see a picture of a purple striped widget because that's what you've put on your listing with Google. Or if it's Bing, Yahoo, or Apple, they're going to see your Yelp listing. So have you optimized your Yelp listing to say, we have beautiful purple striped widgets in Grand Junction in Yelp? And have you put a picture of that in Yelp? You don't have to pay for that with Yelp, but you can get it done a lot easier if you're paying for Yelp advertising. But I can tell you, if you're paying for Yelp advertising, or paying for Google advertising, or paying for Facebook advertising, and you're not building relationships, you're just building links back to your website, people will not have a good experience. The journey will be all uphill if they're not taken to a page in your website that talks about what they're looking for versus winding up on the front page. I use the analogy, your uncle died, and you're looking for the obituary. You can send a link to somebody that's for that newspaper, or you can send a link to somebody for the obituary section, or you can send a link right to your uncle's obituary. you can do it anyway. And Facebook and Google, they love it when you just send people to your homepage. The faster somebody bounces back to the search engine and searches for another term or clicks on another link, the more money they make. Facebook will charge you less per click if the person goes further into your website and spends longer in your website. If they fill out the form on that web page that you send them to from Facebook, and your WordPress website has a cookie on it, that cookie says, hey Facebook, that ad worked, use it again. Facebook will use that ad again for that keyword, and people wind up on that page and they fill out that form, and you pay less than if you send them out of Facebook to your website. They go, this is not what I need. I'm looking at orange widgets. I need purple striped widgets. I clicked on the link for purple striped widgets, and here I am looking at the widget store of Grand Junction. I need purple widgets. Where are purple widgets? You know what? I'll just go back and find them some other time. A WordPress website allows you to track what people are doing, and you can retarget or remarket them, which is a whole nother website. But that's what cookies are doing now, because if they go to my page and fill out my form for purple striped widgets, I know that, now I can advertise to them about purple striped widgets until they purchase purple striped widgets. And after they purchase purple striped widgets, I can turn off that advertising with a different pixel, a different website, a thank you page in my website, and I don't waste advertising dollars on that person anymore. Could you believe that? You can actually take the billboard down on the road after the person's bought from you and they drive by it, and put a new billboard up for them to see for your next product. If you have a WordPress website, you could use Joomla, you could use Drupal, you could use Wix, you can use Weebly, you can use WordPress.com. There's a lot of other tools, but WordPress is the most popular tool with the most opportunity for outsourcing. And when there's opportunity for outsourcing, there's more competition. You can use things like Fiverr, and believe it or not, people will build you an entire web page for $5 in Fiverr. Find a good one. So your website should be your calling card or your business front door, says James Sharamko. Content is the key because it's how a website creates an online experience. The days of your website just being where they find your phone number and address are long gone. Because I guarantee if you don't have good content on your WordPress website, then people aren't going to find it in the search engines. They're not going to get your phone number and your email. They're going to wind up with someone else's, maybe your competitor. I really hope you guys can see this cartoon. If you like it, let me know, and I'll send a note to the artist. His marketing page is really amazing. We may or may not go back to that. We'll probably go back to that in the second hour. And as you guys know, the first hour is absolutely free, and the second hour is $20. So I'm giving you some good information. We're going to get to some tools that you can actually put into process tomorrow to drive traffic to your website and get some more conversions before you leave in this first hour. But if you find great value there, then you can reserve right now on my website, walktosuccess.com. The second hour, you can pay the $20 right there on the website, or you can take care of it here with me when we go into the second hour. We'll take a break. There's some refreshments in the back there. If you guys need to go to the restroom or anything because I'm using the video, just go. Just take care of what you need to take care of. But the second hour, oh my gosh, the value is going to get even better. So what it says here, in case you can't see it, Waldo is sitting there and it says, another irrelevant offer. It's like they have no idea where I am at in the customer journey. The days of not knowing what page people are going to in your website, they're behind us, really. If you care about interacting and engaging your customers, you're going to know what pages they went on. You're going to know what page they filled out the form on, because each page is something different. So the form they fill out should be different, and the information it sends you in your email or your inbox or your customer relationship manager could be, should be, and would be different. Then you know to send them to new information. So the way people are marketing now, especially with cookies, Google Analytics, and with custom forms and custom pop-ups that we can create, as we create new content, new pages, we can create new paths for customers to go down. And if they're on this path we sent them on, we don't want to send them back over here to this path or back to the beginning part of the website if we don't have to. And we don't have to. The technology exists to send them further along the customer journey and not take them backwards. So if they've already looked at purple stripe widgets and they put it in the shopping cart, but for some reason they didn't actually purchase it, then we don't need to send them back to the why you would want purple stripe widgets page. We take them to the purple stripe widget comparison to pink stripe widget page, or why you would want to buy a purple stripe widget from us and not on eBay. That's the page we take them to when we follow up with them, because we know with our analytics, with our tracking software, with our cookies and our pixels, and even our reports from Google and our reports from Facebook, where and why, where they dropped off, at what point, and then we can drill back. And we can actually start to understand a little bit more about what our customers are doing online and modify our website as we go. Kaizen, the smallest incremental improvement, continuous improvement. That's what websites are done. That's what websites are now. That's why a WordPress website is the right tool for your business. Kaizen, small incremental improvements. A/B testing, optimizing. These things come from knowing what your customers are doing and changing over time to make it better. If you put a new display out in your store, it's a retail store, and you put this new display out of purple striped widgets, and they look so good, everybody's all excited about it, everybody's called to say, hey, have you got purple striped widgets in yet? Have you got purple striped widgets in yet? And you finally put them out on the third aisle at the bottom, halfway down the middle of the aisle, and you're just not selling very many purple striped widgets now. I mean, everybody was looking forward to you having them, and you're selling a few of them, but you ordered 10 cases, and you sold 3 in the last week. So what do? Maybe you put a sign up, pop-up, about purple stripe widgets. Maybe you're running an ad on Facebook. Write a radio ad about purple stripe widgets, or a TV ad, or you buy a search term or Google AdWords for purple stripe widgets. And you're getting a little bit more sales, but it's really not that great. So you write an article on your website about purple stripe widgets, and you're getting more traffic. I'm confusing the example. In your store, if you are wanting to sell more purple stripe widgets, maybe you move them from the middle of aisle 3 out to the end cap on aisle 2, right in front of the door. And then you notice your sales of purple striped widgets are getting way better. And then you put a big sign in your window that says purple striped widgets on sale this week. And you're selling even more purple striped widgets. Well, the philosophy online is the same. Maybe you have a page that talks about purple striped widgets and you have a link to it on your homepage. It's just not getting very much action. But then you write a big article about why purple stripe widgets are so amazing and why people would want them, you use a couple of recommendations and referrals from people that have bought purple stripe widgets from